Welcome to the Instant Trivia Podcast, episode 1783, where we ask the best trivia on the internet. Let's get started. Which crucial waterway, closed for 8 years after the Six-Day War, was reopened in 1975 and links the Mediterranean Sea to the Red Sea? Suez Canal. What type of polyhedron has 12 faces? Dodecahedron. In automobiles, what is ethylene glycol commonly used for? Antifreeze, engine coolant. Which Beatle received his first drum kit as a Christmas present in 1957? Ringo Starr. Which Led Zeppelin drummer died in 1980 after a fatal alcohol-related incident? John Bonham. Which U.S. president was the first to have a Christmas tree in the White House? Franklin Pierce. Which band, besides the Rolling Stones, was known for having the longest continuous touring career until its founder's death in 1995? The Grateful Dead. What was the first name of Winston Churchill's wife, whom he married in 1908? Clementine. In Resident Evil 2's Extreme Battle minigame, which 4 characters can you select to play as? Answer: Leon S. Kennedy, Claire Redfield, Ada Wong, and Chris Redfield. Including February 29th, how many days are there in a leap year? 366. How many segments light up on a 7-segment digital display to show the digit 8? 7. Name the 8 reindeer named in the poem A Visit from St. Nicholas, commonly called The Night Before Christmas. Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, Blitzen. In golf, what is the traditional name for the number 3 wood? Spoon. In 1981, who did Mehmet Ali Agca famously attempt to assassinate? Pope John Paul II. Which ancient civilization regarded the god Marduk as the creator of the world? The Babylonians. Which Scooby-Doo character did Casey Kasem originally voice? Shaggy, Norville Shaggy Rogers. What is the American equivalent of the Church of England? The Episcopal Church, Episcopalian. What Mexican dip made from avocados is commonly served with tortilla chips? Guacamole. Which author created the iconic spy character James Bond? Ian Fleming. Which artist performed the song Foolish Games? Jewel. Which ancient Egyptian symbol, often called the Key of the Nile, symbolizes life? Ankh. In astronomy, what does the name of the constellation Sagitta mean? Arrow. Who wrote The Outcast of the Islands? Joseph Conrad. In which fictional village is L.M. Montgomery's novel Anne of Green Gables set? Avonlea. Which three colors appear on the national flag of Belgium? Black, yellow, and red. What is the capital of the South American country Suriname? Paramaribo. Who was the assassin of John Lennon outside his New York City residence in 1980? Mark David Chapman. What is the collective noun for a group of bears? A sleuth, also called a sloth. In the classic arcade game Joust, what bird served as your character's mount? Ostrich. What term describes species that no longer exist? Extinct. What did Levi Strauss originally call jeans? Waist overalls. In poker, what is the name for the initial bet that every player must put in before any cards are dealt? Ante. In what year did boxer Joe Louis become world heavyweight champion? 1937. Which Dr. Seuss character is notorious for trying to steal Christmas? The Grinch. Which sport do the Miami Dolphins play? American football. Which member of the Spice Girls released the 1999 solo debut album, Schizophonic? Jerry Halliwell. In the Bible, who is named as the sister of Moses and Aaron? Miriam. What dining custom involving a utensil now common at most tables did Thomas Coriat introduce to England in 1608? Using forks. Which ship was the first to arrive and rescue survivors after the Titanic sank? RMS Carpathia. Which dish was declared the official state food of Texas in 1977? Chili. What film starring Bing Crosby was the sequel to Going My Way? The Bells of St. Mary's. In which U.S. state is Yale University located? Connecticut. Rep, chalice, and foulard are types of fabric used to make which accessory? Neckties. What nationality was chemist Robert Bunsen, known for the Bunsen burner? German. What is the slowest moving land mammal? Sloth. In forensic investigations, what chemical, commonly known as superglue, is vaporized to develop and lift latent fingerprints from non-porous or difficult surfaces? Cyanoacrylate superglue. Which country is home to the world's largest oil refinery, the Jamnagar refinery? India. Which European country was the colonial power that controlled mainland Tanzania, then Tanganyika, before World War I? Germany. What was the title of the Beatles' first hit single? Love Me Do. What 1990s slang term refers to very short cut-off denim shorts? Daisy Dukes. That's the end of the show. Thanks for listening. Come back tomorrow for more exciting trivia.